Hey, and welcome to a tasting session of the latest beer from our little microbrewery, Leaky Abstraction Brewing. This beer is a red ale, and it's called Ruba. It's named after our dog. Uh, she has quite red fur, so thought it was appropriate. Um, so this beer is actually our first beer that we created the recipe from scratch. As I said, yeah, it's a red ale, but what we were aiming for was to make a red ale with a bit more of a modern twist to it, like with some more modern hops and some, grains and things that you wouldn't normally find in a red ale. So we have we used here, I have them listed on the Grainfather website here. We used a Hookhead pale malt mainly. That made up most of the recipe. That was about 5.4 kilos of the recipe. Munich 1 malts, red crystal, light crystal malts, melanoidin, and some chocolate rye as well. The hops were mosaic hops. I wouldn't find that in a red ale normally. It's quite a new hop. Well, not that new, but it's not something that would have been traditionally put into a red ale. That was that wasn't dry. It wasn't dry hopped or anything like that. We thought about maybe dry hopping it, but we decided to just put these in the boil. The yeast was standard kind of US-05 yeast, which gets interesting when we go into how the actual brewing process went. It didn't go very smoothly at all. Well, first of all, it started out okay, but then we discovered that we didn't have that, most important ingredient in beer, yeast. So we weren't going to be doing much brewing without that. So I realized thankfully it was like a Saturday. We weren't brewing on a Sunday. I drove down to the homebrew company down in Leash and bought up all the yeast that, not all the yeast that they had, but like basically most of it. About 12 packets of yeast, and so we'll have enough for another 12 brewing sessions, or 11 brewing sessions even, because we've used up one of the packets already. But then when I got back, the fun hadn't stopped then either, because unfortunately the filter at the bottom of the Grainfather, which stops all the like hop gunk and like other stuff getting into the pump system, it had fallen off. So when we turned on the pump to chill the beer down for fermenting, it pretty much it clogged the pump immediately, and it just kept clogging it. To transfer the beer to the fermenter by using the old-fashioned siphon method. But yeah, that's the beer session was not without its fun. But yeah, like other than that, I mean, the beer actually turned out okay in the end, despite all that. So yeah, let's do a little tasting session here and get some impressions of it. Wow, it was like a big pop. Yeah. So a very nice head on it, first of all, and it looks it's slightly darker than you'd find a red ale normally, but not certainly not like stout territory or anything, but it's like a very dark red. Yeah, and a lovely, as I said, yeah, lovely, pours a lovely head on it, and getting kind of like butterscotch, like creamy kind of note off it. So we'll give it a taste. Yeah, you get that butterscotchness continues throughout. Um, it's I don't know how much really the mosaic hops have come through on it. Yeah, because I said we didn't dry hop it, so those flavors wouldn't be too intense. I'm getting something which I think there might be a slight hint of mosaic there, but definitely the grains that we put in are dominating a lot. there's a real kind of, yeah, as I said, butterscotch caramel kind of creaminess flavor to it. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of like a maybe like a Scotch ale or something like that, perhaps. Um, that kind of thing. Or like not even no, well, not quite barley wine territory, but like a almost like a very sort of um, a barley wine before it's gotten a chance to go kind of crazy. I think there's definitely like hints of that there. But yeah, you wouldn't get ahead like this on a barley wine. um, but yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with it. It's yeah, it's an interesting sort of twist on red ale. A more yeah, and it's very sessionable as well. I mean, you could you could have a few of these. Um, it's not ridiculously heavy either. You could drink it on a summer's day as well, or equally during the winter. Um, yeah, so that's our new red ale, Ruba. And despite the fun and games we had during the brewing session, it turned out well in the end, and it's yeah, I'm very happy with our first kind of beer created beer recipe created from scratch. So we'll be doing some more of those. So anyway, thanks for watching, and cheers.